That was weird. I'm not sure what happened there, folks, but we're here now, man. I don't know what went on there. We've got Tosin in the building. We say, my guy.
I'm all good, bro. Thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, you sound exactly like your brother as well, innit?
Yeah, man. That'll be because we are twins, bro.
Yeah, and that's. Do you know what? Yeah, off the bat, I have to ask you. Like, obviously, your twin. Shout out your brother as well. Yeah, clearly you picked a good football team. How did one end up supporting Spurs and you ended up supporting Arsenal?
I mean, my brother will probably give you different versions, but if I can be honest, I genuinely believe it's because he wanted to just do something the opposite of what I was doing. I'm just not even because there's no reason him supporting Spurs is so uncalled for. I mean, fair enough. Where we grew up in North was Enfield, right? So obviously Enfield, when we were going to school, probably the three teams everyone supported were Arsenal, Tottenham, and United, and you'd probably say Arsenal edged it growing up. Obviously, bigger club, they edged it. It would probably be like the split would be 50% Arsenal, 30% Tottenham, 20% United. But then as you get older, that shift kind of changed. And I don't know what it is. And for me, I started supporting Arsenal because obviously my mum's first place in London when we moved was in Islington, Carnu as well. That's Arsenal heritage. And then obviously when you watch Carnu, you're thinking, okay, cool, Nigerian baller playing for a team in London. I'm going to support them. And then turns out, wait a second, there's actually players better than him, like Henry, Bergkamp. Let me support this team. And then he just decided to support Tottenham. And then became a huge Robbie Keane fan and Ledley King fan and all this sort of stuff. So you'd have to ask him. But I personally think just because he wanted to be different. That's it.
When I have him on the platform, I'm definitely going to ask him, man. It'd be interesting to get the like differences of events because I can tell off the bat he's definitely going to deny all of that. But yeah, man, I wanted to have you on this platform for a while, man. As you saw somebody comment, please make sure you're following Tosin's own platform. If you're too lazy to click comments in the chat, then obviously it's in the what do you call it again? The title, people. So don't be lazy. Support Arsenal. But you know what? Yeah, I've got a couple of things to ask you. We're going to speak about Gyökeres. We're going to go over Semenyo. We're going to talk about the title, yeah. But as I said, it's your first time on the platform. So I just want to kind of get your headspace of where you're at, yeah. What did you make of the gaffer Mikel Arteta? Because a lot of people are of the belief of, you know, if, whatever way you shape it, if you don't win a title this season, you might have to go. You probably do have to go, depending on who you ask. Like, where are you at with the manager since we've been fighting for a title, man? It's 4 years now.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I got a love-hate relationship with Mikel Arteta.
Same.
Because there's moments I like him and there's moments that he just irritates me because I think he definitely needs to deliver this season. I think if he doesn't, I don't think the club will sack him. I think the club will back him. But I think I've pulled away. Like he has to show me something now because he's had enough. You know, he's had enough. Okay, belief points for the past 4 seasons. Now you actually need to deliver something. You need to deliver something big. So that's why I stand with him. I think he's a good manager. Obviously, you don't accomplish what he's accomplished, even though he's not won a big trophy. Like you'd be a liar to say his appointment has not coincided with an upturn in the club's fortune, an upturn in squad building, an upturn even in culture off the pitch, an upturn in connection between the club and fans again. Facts. Obviously, you have to give Arteta credit for that, but at the same time, it's just that just because you did all of that, it doesn't give you It doesn't give you the keys to Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club is bigger than Arteta. So if Arteta can't, even though you've helped build all this and you've been a central part, if you can't then with this deliver the title, you need to go. And we can bring in someone else. Don't tell me, but if you get rid of him, who can you bring in? It's like, no, don't tell me that rubbish because that's what people were saying about Klopp last season. But Slot came in. You just need someone. It doesn't need to be a world beater. It just needs to be someone who can make the best use of the tools available. So that's my honest views on Arteta. He's got to win something this season to gain my 100% support. Let's put it
I can't lie, it's refreshing hearing somebody say that, yeah, because you've said exactly how I feel. I think people are a bit disingenuous with the manager in that, you know, he's either the best thing since sliced bread to some or he's mad terrible. Clearly, the man's a good manager, as you articulated well. There's all the statistics out there. Everyone knows Arsenal's a difficult game when you play us in the Premier League. We get a lot of, I think personally, we get more respect, like, with the media, like outside of England and the way the coaches speak about us and all of that. We're competitive. You know, I don't need to ask you. I'm pretty sure you'd agree that, you know, Berta's done his thing. We had a great summer. You've got all the tools. For me, it's just It's an over the line thing now, isn't it? Because we flirted with it. There's been a lot of foreplay. We're closer to getting over the line than not. And you made a crucial point because some people would sit there and say, "Oh, what manager would you get?" I don't know. We could get better. We could get worse. Personally, I'd like someone more experienced. The dream would be like a Luis Enrique type figure just to get us over the line. But at some point, we're gonna have to consider everything. And then when even people say, "Who do we get?" It's okay not to know because Arteta was
Exactly.
working for Pep, so it can work, bro. But I want him to do it, but at some point we're gonna have to try something because it's the same way what we've seen certain players have done good, but we've been able to upgrade. Certain players haven't been able to. That has to extend to the gaffer. Like Bert has come in,
Right.
the players are obviously good. As you said, the things off the field, the ground's rocking. It's just an over the line thing. So that leads me to ask you, yeah, because another thing that I don't know how you feel on it, so I'll expand after, but like obviously, your brother was excited because Spurs won a trophy, Newcastle won a trophy, Palace won a trophy. We didn't win the Premier League. As you said, Slot come in and they won the Prem. A lot of people in May were of this, like a trophy's just a trophy's a trophy type thing. It doesn't matter if you win the champs or if you win the League Cup, like we need to get over the line type of thing, innit? Do you feel like, because that was said in May, but if we fast forward to May 2026 and God forbid we only have an FA Cup or a League Cup, do you think that cuts it with either yourself or the fan base and all that stuff?
No, it doesn't, to be honest. It doesn't. I mean, I'll take it. I will take it, but it doesn't cut the mustard because, bro, this is a team that needs to win the title. This is a team that's got to deliver. Like, how long are we going to be saying potential, potential, potential? And it's true, you need to win these as a platform to go on to greater things, right? But at the same time, if I think about the best teams that have won something, I look at when what team was it? I look at Man City. I look at Man City right before Mancini. I look at Man City, Mancini's first season.
Mm.
They won the FA Cup. Great platform, right? But what did they do that summer? They bought in Aguero. They already had David. They bought in Aguero. They already had David Silva. They already had all these players. They brought in players, and the squad was stacked. They already had Dzeko. Now they got Aguero. Now they already had company. Now they got these. And I'm just thinking they've got the Coloros. They got all of these players. They got the cliches. You're just thinking, okay, cool. This is a team ready to win the title, and they won the title. And I think where people get twisted with Arsenal is that, of course, I want to win a trophy, but I absolutely will not be satisfied if we end the season with like an FA Cup or Carabao. Even if we won both of them, I won't be satisfied. I'll be content. I won't even be content. I'll take them, but I won't be satisfied with that because I know what this team is capable of. And you're going to tell me this springboard stuff because if it can't happen now with this team that is absolutely ready to win the league, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen?
Yeah. When is it going to happen? And even like you mentioned, Slot coming in and winning the title is kind of, I wouldn't say it's bad news for Arsenal, but it's like, rah, next man's come in and won. Why haven't you lot did it? And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you or myself or anyone in the chat. I do think there's a lot of disingenuousness when people discuss Arsenal and the case for silverware. Even there's one thing that pisses me off, bro. It's, he spent £1 billion and whatever. I hear that, and he have spent money. But then for me, if you're going to criticize Mikel Arteta, you have to criticize him from that first year we fought for the title. It's specifically after winning major silverware. The first year we fought for the title, what was that? Whenever Zinchenko and Jesus came in.
22-23 season.
You see, that's where I'm like, okay, whatever money you've spent in that period, whatever you've done in that period, that's where I'm looking at. And then there's a sense, I must admit, yeah, that, and I don't know how you feel on this. Is there a sense that Mikel Arteta might be the man before the man, if that makes sense? Like people always compare Brendan Rodgers. So yeah.
100. And the thing is, I was saying this last summer, right? Because it was last season was mad disappointing. I was very, very optimistic, but what we did in the summer transfer window was just a joke.
Abysmal.
And then in January as well. But like I keep telling people, bro, like you don't have to be. You can still play a part in the club's journey. You don't have to be the guy. And I think where a lot of fans, I think especially a lot of Arteta supporters, I don't even like that. Oh, Arteta in or Arteta. It's like, bro, we're Arsenal. We want the club to do well. It's not really about in or out. You can talk about a guy doing a good job, but at the same time, still not being ready. I think a lot of people confuse wanting Arteta to do well and actually believing, based on what you've seen, based on the evidence, based on what the team's producing, that he is the guy to take the club forward. And I think people get confused between the two. I'm all for cool. If you can deliver the title, you're my guy. But if not, bro, there's no shame in that. You've taken the club to a point where we've got the best, probably arguably the best defense in European football, if not world football, on a club
Arguably the
level.
best squad as well.
Arguably, we've got one of the best. We've got probably the best squad in the Premier League at the moment. And I'm just thinking, okay, cool, bro. You've done a great job. You've been. How can I describe it? Obviously, I'm a Christian in it, so it's like John the Baptist. My man prepared the way for Jesus. He wasn't the main guy, but he was happy to be the guy to prop. Arteta can be that guy. He can be that guy.
There's like the story of Moses. You got to the promised land. You didn't necessarily get to go in.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You don't need to be the Joshua, bro. It's fine. You've done your thing. And I think sometimes fans, I think it's because fans, especially Arsenal fans, they have just this burning desire. It has to be Arteta or bust. It must be. No, it's not. Like, we just need the right guy to do the job. So honestly, that's my views on whether or not he's the guy to take us forward. I think he can be the guy that helps us. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I want him, like you said, everybody wants him to do well. Even if I didn't believe, even if I thought Arteta was the worst manager in the league, end of the day, you're managing my club, bro. Like, same goes for the players. Right. I want you to do well, because what is the alternative? We bottle it, we lose, we do all these things, and we start effing and blinding. You want to get over the line. So that's obviously Arteta, yeah. How do you feel about Edu and now, Edu's time here, and obviously Berta's come in because he's been dealing with contracts, 8 signings unheard of, all that kind of stuff, like.
Yeah, it's honestly similar to Arteta, and that's why I'm hoping Arteta can prove me wrong in it. But Edu and Berta is a classic example of what I just spoke about, because Edu served a purpose at a particular point in time. Yes, he bottled a couple things, a couple deals, but he brought under him Rice came, under him Ramsdale. He got criticized as well. Ended up being a good signing. Under him, Ben White. Under him, Gabby Jesus, Zinchenko. All of these are under him, Gabriel. Fair enough, he had a lot of misses with like Willian and David Luiz and whatnot, but like under him, I would say the structure came in place that Berta could come in now and be like, okay, cool, let me do what I need to do. I personally don't think Berta, doing what I don't think he's able to do. He's able to have the platform to do what he's doing now, this summer just gone, if Edu didn't do what he did with the club before.
He'd have a lot more to do.
I don't think he had way more to do. So I think Edu, I have nothing against him. He made a couple mistakes, blunders here and there, but he got the club to ultimately where we are now. So now that's
going to take us to the next one.
To take us to the next level. There's nothing wrong with that.
Fair. And you know what, Berta, I liked Berta on paper, what he could have been when we was linked with him. His CV speaks for itself. But I do think as Arsenal fans, we've been here before, innit? I definitely have. When we got, what was it, Raul Sanye, Mr. Diamond Eyes. Yeah, him, Michelin Tat. When you see the names and the reputation, it doesn't always correlate. Credit to Berta. You joined in March, summer, you're doing your thing. The signings are one thing, but it's the speed of what you're, and to be fair, Edu did it at times, but it's the speed of the new contracts. Us as Arsenal fans, yeah, we have seen previous ones where Saliba's contract will run into this season, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Kelly, all of them. So big him up for that, because I also feel, I won't quite say it puts pressure, because I think it's a collab thing, innit? But you can't blame Edu, anymore. Berta's done his job. Arteta, I hope you're doing your job. So then that leads me to ask you, about the owners, KSC, Cronkies, because I've always felt you can't just blame them for everything. I don't think they're the best owners, but they backed Arteta religiously, not just this year. They've backed you when there's times you could have been sacked. They've given you new deals. We ripped up contracts. All the stuff you're doing outside the ground. You've got I don't know, but it seems like Josh Kroenke and Arteta, they're very tight in it. And I never quite saw that with the Cronkies under Arteta. I know, under Wenger. I know Emery weren't that long, but him as well. So it's like, where are you at with your personal relationship with the Cronkies, or how you view them as well?
Honestly, I wasn't that big a fan of them. Let's say, honestly, I wasn't that big a fan of them 3 seasons ago. But look, I can say they backed the club. I've not really got anything to say against them. We wanted Rice, we got him. We wanted Mudryk. People forget there was a point where the club was bidding £80 million for Mudryk, bro.
Thank the Lord it didn't work out.
Bid £80 million for him purely because Arteta wanted him. Thank goodness it didn't work anything. This is previously you could have said, okay, ownership not ambitious or anything and whatnot. But let's be honest. I think this ownership have shown the ambition, because we're in a spot where we had made a lot of investment season before. Obviously, Rice for 105 M's, the unnecessary Havertz signing, Timber, Raya, all of these guys. So you're just thinking, okay, cool. We need to try and figure out a way to balance things. I think the issue with Arsenal is not really the ownership. I think the issue is that we're not as efficient in terms of being a club that buys. We're good. We've shown we're good at buying now, but in terms of selling, we're pants. So I don't think we can. And I think people underestimate how much of an impact this has on our business. It has a massive impact on our business. Like, look at, for example, us trying to get Hincapié. Look at negotiating for Kivior. We got what, 24 million for him, for a guy who's got two years Premier League experience, played in the Champions League, a Polish international, only 24, 25 years old. You've got Liverpool centre backs going for 36 million, and you mean to tell me you can only get 24
and Chelsea
million?
and City always selling academy prospects and whatnot.
You can't tell me that's an ownership thing. These guys, when Arteta has really wanted to play, they backed him. Yeah, fair enough. We didn't get all the players we wanted last summer, but he wanted Mikel Merino badly. We got that deal done. We wanted to pay less. We got that deal done.
Even when we got Raya, because Ramsdale's stock was kind of high as well.
Exactly.
Like, to do that as well.
Exactly. So I have nothing. My views have changed on them. I think they've shown their ambition, and obviously we even see plans now about stadium, renovation and whatnot. So look, the ownership has shown. Look, we want to win stuff. You know, like, the team is ready. It's ready to compete. Let's just do what we need to do on the pitch.
You said it word for word, man. Let's just do it on the pitch. And that's it for me with the Cronkies. Like, obviously, I won't say we love Saudi owners, but we'd all love, if it was at our club, Abramovich, just on how he's on spending, or, Chelsea's owners would be perfect for us if we could have their money and their finances and just apply some common sense in it. But when I accept the Cronkies for what they are, and all right, cool, you like to put people in place, let them do their thing. You love young coaches. I ain't really got an issue. I actually have no problem with owners making money. These men are businessmen, billionaires at that. Do your thing, innit? And to be fair to the Cronkies, I do think there's a correlation from when I think they got full ownership in like 2019. They have improved the spending. Like you said, Kai Havertz, you couldn't evidently see if he was worth 65 million, but they did that. They brought in Raya where Ramsdale's stock was kind of high. They backed him. We broke the record for us with Declan Rice. So I do think we're now being competitive. So again, it's not that I want to blame Arteta for everything or trying to blame him for everything. You've got all you need in it. Like, you can just focus on footballing issues now, if I'm honest with you. So just win us the title, man. And like you said there as well, there's renovations going on. Obviously, that helps us commercially. I don't know if they want to get concerts or how that's all going to pan out, but we're doing what we need to do. I think you said it there, and I probably think that's the next step for Berta in that. We need to get better at selling, whether that's selling players like Kivior or that need to cut, whether that's, sometimes you'll see clubs, they might buy some random young player for like 3 million. He might not progress to the first team, but that 3 million might turn into 30. You do that a couple of times, it's reinvested. And I think we need to do that more. I don't know about you, but I think we need to do that more than the Cities and Chelseas, because we haven't got bottomless pits of money. We're not broke, but we're not going to do what they're doing. So maybe I'm looking at it too basic, but if you sell a couple of players for the 10s, the 20s, the 30s, when you are trying to go for, I don't know, these Nico Williams and this one and that one and the third, you have some more money to play around with. So let's just hope we can get into it. On a footballing basis, though, what are we? 10 in all comps, 7 games in the Premier League. What you made of Arsenal so far up until this point, man?
That's so funny. I'm literally going to do a video on that later. I think it's been a good start, man. I mean, we're top. It's been a good start. It's funny. That may seem a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I might be downplaying it, but like, I don't think we're seeing the best of the team yet, which is normal.
Several years to go up.
7 games in, that's why I'm refusing to get caught up in the hype, because even Liverpool, people are talking like football changes so quickly. I heard people, when was it? Bro, I heard people before Newcastle. We forget the days before Newcastle. If Arsenal could be out of the title race, that. No. If this title done, no. It's just
and now look, we're the favourites apparently, and we're running away with it.
And I expect things to change, but so I think it's been a good start to the season. I think Arteta, he's a manager whose pride makes him make a lot of unnecessary mistakes, because he knows the obvious things he needs to do and he doesn't do it. And only when we get bit and we get stung, then he does it. And then sometimes it tends to be too late, which is what we saw against Liverpool, which is what we saw against City. But I'm not going to lie, it's been a good start to the season. We see the difference Eze's made to the team. I've been pleased with Gyökeres. I know the goals are going to come.
You're going to speak about Gyökeres.
Obviously, there does need to be some criticism going his way, totally. But yeah, it's been a good start, man. I like what I'm seeing. There's a couple of players I want to see. There's a couple of players I want to see step up in terms of their quality. But like,
name names, man. Name names. Because I'll be real, yeah. I only ask you to name names, yeah. And I know there's a caveat. We're not fully in jigging the season. There's been injuries. There's been all of these kind of things, yeah. But and maybe it's the relationships, because I feel our defense is solid. They've got a good partnership, a good unit, all those things, and there's stability there. I won't say there's not stability in the final third, but it feels like there's a bit of a rejig. But I say that to say this, yeah. If I was to look at all of my players, like players of the season so far and all of that kind of stuff, I've probably got more defenders. Like, so I would probably say Raya, I'd probably say Calafiori, I'd probably say give or take Gabriel here and there. I think Timber's been amazing. I'm not really saying that in the attacking third. So yeah, my names, bro.
You
Rice as well. You could throw him in there.
He was gonna be the first. He was gonna be the first. I don't think he's been playing bad, but for me, and I said it on one of my videos I did last week. For me, people are talking Caicedo. Rice is the best for me after Rodri. So Rodri's the best 6 in the Prem. Rice is the second best 6. But if we're talking all round midfielder, Rice is the best. Better than Gravenberch. Better than and I'll talk better than Caicedo. He's better passing range than Caicedo. Better
than Caicedo for sure,
bruv.
And I rate Caicedo.
Caicedo's, and that's levels, because Caicedo's a baller. But for me, Rice is such a complete player. And one of the things that I want to see more from him is obviously he's not playing. It's kind of interesting because I'm trying to figure out the team, because obviously I thought Zubimendi's going to be the person that's the 6 that sits there and kind of Rice is the box to box, but it's almost been kind of like you're playing 2 central mids and then 1 advanced central mid. So it's kind of like they're swapping positions. But when I do see Rice getting in that opportunity to get the ball, drive and move forward, there's this thing he does where I'm looking at him, bro, you're driving with the ball, you're running, you're clearing past man. He did it against Newcastle, right? For that Trossard chance that hit the post.
Yeah,
you're running. Bro, there's space. You can go inside. You've got a great right foot. You can go inside and you can slap that goal. So I want to see more of that from Declan Rice. I actually think he's going to be a massive, massive pivotal part of what the team does well. Because it's no coincidence that when his form starts picking up a bit, I thought Newcastle was his best game so far this season.
Hundo.
I thought against West Ham he was good. It's no coincidence that when he starts playing better, the team starts playing better as a whole. So I want to see more from him. I obviously want to see a bit more from Ødegaard. He was starting to show that before before he got injured. I want to see more from Gyökeres, obviously. I think he's trying a bit too hard to score a goal. I think
definitely in these last 3 games, Gyökeres is trying too hard. Maybe he ain't scored in 6. He's getting a bit excited, overthinking stuff. 100%. I can't blame Arteta for these last 3 games with Gyökeres, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he's trying too hard. So, and I think so. So that's what I'd like to see offensively. I think I've been pleased with a lot of players, man. But I'd agree with you that the defensive players are catch my. I think for me, Timber would be one of my number ones. Raya as well. Gabriel, of course. Calafiori. I've been telling people about this guy. He's just like, he's crazy. The guy is.
It's always been a fitness thing with him. You stay fit.
Yeah, he's a baller. I saw enough Euros. I'm like, yep, let's sign him. This guy's sick. Let's just sign him. So that's what. But I think it's been a good start, man. I can't complain with the boys. Let's see, just keep up the mentality, keep up the intensity. I think we've overcome some real mental hurdles with beating Newcastle away and beating West Ham at home, because people forget they beat us back to back at our place.
I don't think anyone can forget that, bro.
So that's a big win, man. So those are the type of games last season where a team would come low block. What I like that I'm seeing, which is really good, is that teams are still doing the low block nonsense, but it's not working.
Whether that's because of Calafiori or Arteta changing things, we finally found the way to mitigate against it. Because that's one thing, broski, that annoys me. Yeah, everybody sits there and says Arsenal defense. Cool, we'll have that. I definitely don't want to have a bad defense, but everybody's sitting back against us. So it's like, be fair to everyone, man. It's jarring.
I agree. I fully agree. Like everyone sits. It's so funny because that's why the Newcastle win that was massive, because you literally knew what they were gonna do. They were going to set up in a mid block and a low block. They were going to be compact. They did that all game.
And start doing WWE, yeah.
And then grab a goal out of nowhere. Stupidness by Gabriel. And you just knew it. And you just thought, we've seen this before. But the fact that Arteta's like, okay, cool, I got the tools now. Let me bring on an Odegaard. Let me bring on a Marino. Let me keep Eze on the pitch. Let me take off a left back. Now, like, that's massive for us.
That's what we want to see the gaffer do, man.
Exactly. So which is what I'm saying it's been a good start, man. I can't complain. Top of the league. That's nice, man. But we're only 7 games in. A lot can change. Liverpool aren't even out of it. People are talking. Things can change, man. Players can click. They've got great players. I still personally think they're the favorites. Yeah. People may say, "Oh yeah, no, your squad." They're the favorites, man. They've won it. They've got players who've been here before, who've done it. Nothing is won by nothing. We're in October. Nothing's won by this time. Even if we were 4-3. 4, even 5 points behind Liverpool. For me, I wouldn't have been mad at that if that gap was kept till February, till crunch time. That's when it really matters. So I think it's good.
I think you're bang on the money. And even with Liverpool, the one thing I'll give them is they have done it. And like when you look at it, that this kind of period of defeats, I think they lost twice in the Prem, or they've dropped points twice in the Premier. They lost in the Champions. It's been coming, innit? Like, it's been coming because of their performances. But when they look at it, you've lost 1 game at this point with all the changes they've made. They probably would have taken that where there's scope to improve and get better. And I don't think not that anyone's ruling out City, but I think people are not mentioning them enough. I'm not going to say they're going under the radar, but they're here. Like the one thing I think them 2 teams have here that unfortunately we don't at this moment in time, and we'll get on to Gyökeres for you lot in the chat, but Gyökeres is not Haaland. Like, he's not inevitable. They've got Haaland, they've got Donnarumma. Football's decided at both ends. Big up Raya, by the way. Then you look at Liverpool. They've obviously got Mo Salah, who dragged them to that title realistically last season. And I don't know how it's going to work for Isaac, but they've got Isaac. So it's not that I'm scared or anything. I'm just looking at what they've got. I think, this is probably going to be the most open Premier League title race. And as you said, there's going to be a lot of fluctuating, probably around the Liverpool game. Or in fact, as you said, like, until we played Newcastle, we're out of it. We're rubbish. We're this, that, and the other. We put 2 wins beyond that point. Now we're a flavor of the month and we're great. And then it will probably fluctuate. And you made a good point in that. The Newcastle one, for mentally, not just for our players, not just for our fans, but the gaffer, as you said, in-game management, the way he's starting the team, that's a step in the right direction. Granted, West Ham are shit, but still, they've done stuff against us. That's great. So it makes me feel a lot more confident when we play Fulham. Now, I don't know how that's going to pan out, but it makes me confident. And it does make me think, though, bro, off topic, and I know you can't go back in time, but had we have been a bit more braver at the Emirates against City, and we put them under the cost for 90 minutes, not 45, or even against Liverpool where it was decided by a free kick, what would we have had in it? So it is what it is, man, in that regard. I do want to ask you about some individuals as well, man. The first one, like, I keep saying we're going to talk about it, we might as well, like, Gyökeres, man. Like, where you at with Gyökeres? It's because for me, it's weird in that if you were to look on YouTube before he signed for Arsenal and all of that, like, you would probably say General plays meaty. In the box, he's a killer. I think it's the opposite at Arsenal right now, in that you're doing all the other assets, but you're not really scoring. And I know he's got goals, I know he's fitting in, but I think in the last 3 games, it's less so on Arteta and more on you. I think you're thinking too much, you're taking extra touches, being a bit greedy like Olympiacos. But yeah, man, like, where you at with Gyökeres?
Yeah, I would agree, man. It's so funny because when we signed him, I was of the same mind. Give me a killer, because obviously Arteta. Obviously, he can't do it this season, but one of the things he kept doing last season, these games with fine margins. Okay, great. If we're going to do this fine margins thing, we need a killer. We need someone who's going to get a ball, bang, right? So when we signed Gyökeres, I'm thinking, perfect, a gunman. And it's so funny you're so spot on, because it's like, look, I can't even criticize. I've seen some nice touches. I thought he played well against Newcastle, even against Nottingham Forest, some nice flicks, touches. I'm thinking, wow, like, okay. This guy,
he's something to work with here.
We got something to work with, and obviously you've heard the players, you've heard what Saka said, you've heard what Martinelli said, you've heard what Odegaard has said about Gyökeres, about how much he's helping the team in terms of how he's pulling people apart, creating space. It's on that front. It's good. I'm just thinking. I think he can do a lot better with his finishes, man. Like I think that one he just needs. I think the international break has come at a good time, bro. Refocus. You are a gunman. That's what you do. Stop overthinking it. The goals will come.
Facts.
You'll get the chances. Just put them away. I think he's trying to do too much. I think I could be wrong. Maybe this is just a theory, but I think maybe what he's probably paying a bit too much attention to what people are saying about him off the pitch. If that makes sense. Because I remember even when he scored against
he started doing the hair flicks and shit.
He was doing that. So I would tell him, bro, forget that, man. Get off Twitter, get off all of this nonsense, bro. Stay on the pitch, just keep practicing, keep doing your thing, get the goals. The way to shut up haters is just get the goals. Look what people were saying about Haaland last season. League 2 striker, this, that. I'm like, are you crazy? This guy's the best striker in the Premier League.
Football fans are crazy. They're tapped.
Yeah, it's crazy. People even tried to put Isak over Haaland. I'm like, are you guys serious? This guy's a monster. Look what he's doing.
The best 9 in the league.
Right, easy. Best 9 in the league. He's gonna go down as one of the best 9s in the Premier League.
Potentially as a 9, potentially the best 9 in world football.
As a 9, yeah. If he continues this, so I'm just thinking, bruv, that's just the way life is. Just ignore. I think he's just learning. This is what comes with the territory of being in the Premier League, playing for a club like Arsenal. You know, you're gonna get criticized. You're gonna get unfairly scrutinized. When you scored a hat-trick against City and no one's watching you in sport, and people thought you're amazing. Now you're week in, week out. People are going to start doing memes of you with Timberland boots. You can't pay attention to that.
So they were gendering him from pre-season. And to be fair, I'll be honest with you, yeah. Like Gyökeres, nobody deserves that. I'm all for positive critique and positive, like giving you your flowers. But you must have known what time it is signing for Arsenal. Everything's under the microscope. Everything is hyper scrutinized. And that was one thing I liked about him because I do think, obviously, I've never had a conversation with Gyökeres, but I do think football fans, yeah, we forget footballers are human. What might make Tosin tick and get the best out of him might get the worst out of me, and kind of vice versa. Like I might be we could both be playing for Mikel Arteta. He shouts at you, you're getting a positive reaction from Tosin. Me, I might start crying and you don't see the best of me. So I always look to how like their mentality is. And when I was looking in Gyökeres' life, it just feels like he's consistently had to prove people wrong and deal with adversity. Like even when he was playing in his homeland, obviously people said, could he's probably one of the only players that Brighton who signed players from everywhere. You know, they signed him and he didn't really go on and do much. Then you bagged for Coventry. They said you're a championship done. Then you've gone Portugal. They said, Portugal, you don't do it against the top teams. You need this and that. So I think he'll take it all in his stride. If there is one thing I actually want from Gyökeres, yeah, I just want him to watch Diego Costa videos. Like, I think he's too nice. I actually think he's a bit too nice, bro. Bully, man. Like, look how big you are. Like, just start bullying, man. You need to be a bit more horrible, man. I believe in him because there is a reality, where he could have scored in all 7 games, but we're question marking his general play, what he's doing when he's not scoring. And we know at some point he's not going to be effective. So he's doing all the right things. And I will say as well, Tosin, I think any striker that signed for us, I think Isak would have been perfect, naturally. I think if Jesus had the goal-scoring instinct of a Gyökeres, we'd have the perfect striker. I guess there are some players with a lot more technical ability than Gyökeres, but I think people need to look at the role. I think we're too excited and thinking strikers score goals, which they do. But you know yourself, you got to pull to the left, you got to, occupy the centre-backs, you got to drop into midfield. And then sometimes you got to find a way to be on the end of it. The only thing I would say with the players on the field, sometimes I think Gyökeres makes them runs, and I think only Odegaard really in the last few games tries to find him early. But I've got faith in him, man. But if it don't work out, let's say, God forbid, but come the end of the season, with like the conversation we're having now, we're still saying that about Gyökeres. Where do we go? Because for me, I wouldn't alienate him, but I would just sign another striker. You're part of the squad and all that stuff, but I don't really want to get into that realm if it makes sense. I think we're so close to just having completeness, if I'm honest.
Bro, let's be honest. We're not gonna get if he has to work because Arteta. This is Arteta's opportunity to be like, see, I've bought the striker you guys wanted. You didn't want to play with my striker Havertz, so I know him. He'll 100% revert to Havertz as the 9 and whatnot. Gyökeres will come good, man. He's gonna be a good. He's gonna score goals for Arsenal. I would even go one step further with what you said. I think it's not even sometimes. He's always making good runs. Like just watch United. Watch these games. It's 7 games in, man. It's just silly. Like, okay, fair. He should score more goals, but it's 7 games in. My man came midway during our preseason. You know, the team is still figuring out how to get used to him.
It's a
Quick
culture
releases.
shock in England as
Like
well.
it's people forget this sort of stuff, man. Like with stuff like this, something's got to give. So I'm not concerned, man. He's gonna bang. Just give him time to adjust. Like he gets that time. I'm not mad at that.
Do you think Saka should have given him the penalty against West Ham?
No. I actually think no. I think if Saka's the main game, Saka's our best penalty taker, let him take it. I think Gyökeres, bro, get your food, man. You don't need penalties. Don't worry about that. You'll get your chances. Don't worry about that. Like, don't give people another reason to call you stat pad this, that. No, get your goals. If Johan Visser can get, how many did he get? 18,
19, 20 last year, him and Mbuemo?
19, 20, none of them were penalties. Bro, Gyökeres, you can get 20 to 30 goals, non-pens. You can get that, man. So I think the team's figuring out how to get used to him. He's figuring out how to get used to the team. It's going to be fine, man. He's going to click.
I think you're speaking facts, man. It's just Gyökeres go and show it, man. Like the one thing I would say to Gyökeres if he was listening, which he's not, is you've been doubted before, innit? Like you've been doubted before. So it's like, what can people say that they haven't told you for? I'm exaggerating, but the 27 years you've been on this earth, like, and these same people that criticize you the hardest, they'll be breading as soon as you start bagging. So I've got no problems with Gyökeres, man. Feed the guy, he's gonna score. From one attacking signing to another. Like, what are you saying for Eze? Because for me, the only criticism of Eze, I think you need to sort out your shooting boots. That's it. Other than that, that's fucking amazing, isn't it? Really?
That's what I'd say, man. I think Eze could and should be on 2 to 3 goals now. He could and should be. He should be on 2 to 3 goals. I think he could have scored against Liverpool. That chance.
Even that. Yeah, I forgot that.
I think he could have scored. He should have scored against West Ham. Even for England, you saw it. Like there was the ball like Andorra. Like he had tons of chances.
I might be being harsh. Maybe Newcastle, but
no. Even Newcastle, some good hits, some really good hits. I think Pope was on his day that day. On another day, Eze gets a goal, but it will come, man. What I like that you're there. You are in those zones, bro. Thanks. I've been starved of someone being in just that zone. If it's not Rice arriving late, me waiting for Marino to arrive late. Erdegaard that was there in the 22-23 season, all of a sudden because we had issues in build-up, my man is dropping it deep and trying to conduct play. I'm happy for
you. Might be there, but it's hit and miss literally.
Right, I just need someone there, and as long as Eze you're there, the goals will come, man. I'm very very pleased with what I see. As I see someone fresh, someone trying things. Even that Newcastle game was so refreshing because how often do you see a player just control, quick, bang? How often do you see that at Arsenal?
Even the City assist for Martinelli.
Exactly. It's just like a lot more directness. Even the goal he assisted for Gyökeres, that's what I like about Eze. It's just that direct freshness is just it's good for me
as well on what he's doing. Like you can't buy that. Well, you can buy that, but you can't buy that. You either got it or you ain't.
Yeah, 2 assists. So I ain't mad. 2 assists. He's obviously got a goal against who was it? Port Vale. Look, yeah. So look, I'm pleased with Ebery, man. Long may it continue.
So he's saying for Madueke, I know he's injured right now, but you know, I try and be fair and balanced in it. But like, just to put like, so you can see where I was at. Obviously for me, the negatives are, you know, I know Eze and Gyökeres, they didn't come in before Madueke, so fans are going to be vexed already. You're telling us goosebumps. You see that. Obviously, you're buying a man from Chelsea. I didn't really think he's a needle mover, and I still don't. But I did say on my channel, I don't think he's as bad as people are making out. Like, I get it. It's the frustration. It feels like Arteta's getting another project. It's another player that's good, not necessarily great, but there's something in that guy. Like, there is something. It has to work. And like you said with Gyökeres, like for me, it has to work because I don't really want more projects. I kind of want ready-made. But I think Madueke has been a breath of fresh air, man, if I'm honest with you, from start to finish. The Liverpool game sticks out. I think he was unlucky. Well, at the time, I thought he was unlucky to come off against City at half-time, but it came out he had an injury. I'm all for it, man, but like, what have you made of Noni? Another one who more exaggerated with him, actually, than Eze, but another one for me that goals now. Like, you're in the areas, like, goals now, shooting practice. But where are you at with Noni?
I think he's had a great start so far. Actually, no, I think he's had a good start because I'll tell you the truth. I didn't watch many Chelsea games, but the Chelsea games I did watch, I was like, okay, cool. This guy's clearly got something about him. He can beat a man for sure. Did all the stuff that Noni's doing. He was doing it at Chelsea. Like, I think Arsenal fans are like, ooh, It's because no, he legit was doing that at Chelsea. He was beating man for fun. That's not my qualm. I don't have any qualms with that. It's your end product. And this is why I'm not trying to go change the subject, but this is why people don't put enough respect on Bukayo Saka's name. Because my man,
aesthetically pleasing, he doesn't move me.
Yeah, you stupid nonsense. Put Saka in the final third. He's coming with something.
Exactly.
He's coming with an assist. He's coming with a goal. He's coming with a created, a mad cross. He's doing something, and I think that's just what I want to see from Noni. I think a lot of people, including myself, I was not happy when I found out that we were paying 52 million for him. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy that we were buying another Chelsea player when we could have gone for what I thought were better wingers, right? But I remember, it's funny, I actually did a video and I got criticism for it. I'm like, okay, cool. Now that the dust is settled, okay, let me actually just think, Tosin, your views aside, okay, bro, what are possible reasons why we could have bought this guy? And I figured probably the only thing I can think of is just some actual direct wing play. Like, and I'm like, okay, wow. That's why so many fans are so like, whoa. All he's doing is just normal wing play, going inside, going outside, beating a man, getting to the byline. We've been deprived of that. The only person who can do that well is Saka. But then we're asking him, bro, can you do that? And can you also take the corners? And can you also link up with Odegaard and Ben White? And can you also generate all our chances for us? We've been asking Saka to do all of that, and he's been doing it for seasons. But finally, it's good to just see another winger coming on and just, making right backs and making left backs, look stupid. That's what I want to see. I just want to see his end product. So I think Noni's had a good start, man. And truth be told, I can't lie. I was a bit moved. I was moved watching him coming, because I was like, bro, like, agendas aside, this is a guy with a good mentality, a young person that just
23-year-old man as well, something like that. Like, when you look at it from a human point of view, it's mad.
Yeah, 23, and even the way he was talking when he saw the Arsenal shirt, saying, "Yo, this shirt is brazy," all of this sort of stuff. I was just like, right, okay, I see he's a likable character. And then obviously I read a lot of articles from The Athletic about him. Like, every single person, like Declan Rice has been talking about his mentality. Every coach talks about his mentality, his mindset. I'm like, okay, this clearly must be a good person to have in the dressing room.
Give him a chance.
So I'm here for it, Just get the job done. That's what I'm asking.
I'm with you with that. And like you said, just get the job done. And that's why injuries are always going to happen. It's part and parcel. But that's why I felt sorry beyond the obvious for Madueke. It's like, nobody really cared about your price tag. You joined, like you said, he joined from Chelsea. There was the whole petition thing. I do think he's kind of, obviously I don't see him on a day-to-day basis, but from me as a fan, he did look a bit scared. Like, he looked like someone that, on one hand, cool, at the end of the day, I can win the fans over. The people that make the decisions believe in me, but I know I might not necessarily be wanted. And then you got the petition, and we got to a point where no one was mentioning how much he cost. Nobody really cared, because you're doing what you need to do on the field. And if I'm honest with you, it's a bit disingenuous, because I know Trossard and Martinelli have been doing their thing. And I'm not saying, I think they're all kind of same level. But because of what you said there about just some real wing play, I actually felt Madueke was if it makes sense, like a breath of fresh air to Trossard and Martinelli, regardless of who's better, because you know when to go inside, you know when to take your man on, all of those kind of things. But then some Arsenal fans, and it's good for Madueke, because some fans are even saying, "Oh, you know what? Saka's got a job on his hands if he's going to get back in the lineup." Absolutely. Now, I think it's madness, but I like to hear that, because that's better than how the conversation could have went. But that leads me to ask you, like, do you move Madueke to the left when he's back? Or better yet, who is your favorite option off the left? Because for me, I wanted a left winger in the summer. I feel that's the only trick we missed.
Yeah, we still need a left winger. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like seeing Trossard play there. I think Trossard, it's a good problem, because we've got players who are actually good at coming off the bench. We've seen Martinelli is a good player coming off the bench, where there's more space for him to attack and you hit the ball ahead of him. I think, honestly, right now, at this point in time, I think I don't know if Arteta will do it, but if that was me, based on the tools we have right now, I personally wouldn't play Noni left. I think he's a lot better on the right. If you want to play him left, sure, but I think I'd rather him as a good explosive backup to Saka or something. And then on the left, I'd put Eze there, but get him to play that Bernardo Silva role, where you start there, but you actually kind of drift.
You're just there on paper. It looks mad on paper, but you're inside.
Yeah, but it can be done. David Silva used to do it. Bernardo Silva did it. So I think it can be done. Like that playmaking player that stays, it can be done. So I'd put Eze there. Martinelli and Trossard aren't really great options. And if you're gonna play Noni there at best, okay, do it. But if he can replicate what he's doing on the right, on the left, I don't mind that because I've seen him do some pretty good dribbles for Chelsea. I've seen a couple steals, a couple obviously comps and stuff, but of him on the left, and he looks good. You know, he's as long as you have that quality to take on a man, drive, get the cross in, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that.
And that's where, you know what, it's going to sound mad, but like for a year or a season, I wish Gabriel Jesus was fit because honestly, out of all the people that could play on the left on a consistent basis, I'd run him just because that means I can put Eze centrally and stuff. And that's why I'm annoyed with Odegaard's injury, bro, because we finally, you know, because I'm sure you would have done it as well. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, I'll tell you.
Odegaard in midfield.
Yeah, we finally got to see it, like a little bit of it, and then it's done now, isn't it? Like it's done. I think that's the best one. In fact, that leads me to ask you another thing. Would you like where you at with Wanyeri and everything around that? Because some fans, you know how it goes. Oh, he's gonna get sold. He's not playing. Arteta hates him. All this sort of stuff. Like where you at with Wanyeri? I do want to see him a bit more, but I just think with our depth, it's easy, rightly or wrongly. Him, Lewis Skelly, and Dowman, they're the easiest for Arteta, quote unquote, to leave out the side when you're looking at it from a political angle.
Yeah, I think it's just we live in a crazy world, man, where patience really is a virtue. It's like, bro, like the guy is, how old is he? He's 18.
It's crazy.
He's 18. Just let him chill, man.
Just turned 18.
And even if I'm him, bro, ride the bench. That's good for you, man. You're playing with Eze, you're playing with Erdogan, you're playing with all these players. Learn. You will get your moment. Bro, it's a long season. Our players across all teams are falling down like flies now, man. Ethan, you will get games. Guys, we're only 7 games in. What do you want? Probably the only thing you could say is when Odegaard is injured, could we have seen Wanyeri start a couple? Could we have seen him start against Athletic Bilbao? Well, that's a big European game away against a team that I think that's the first time I think we've even played them away from home. Tough game, fair. Do you really want him to play against Liverpool, Newcastle? Come on, man. So I think probably against City, I would have liked to have seen him because he kind of quickens the gameplay. He's a good player, but look, I think he's got time, man. Just bide your time. You will get games. He will get games. So I think him, Dowman, Lewis Skelly, we don't need to worry about it. They will get games. They'll get minutes. This is a squad game.
A long season.
You're not going to play. It's a long season. It's a long old slug, man. We're not going to. If people think we're going to keep playing this 11 every single game, they're crazy. We're not going to. They're going to get games. They're going to get games. But I think what I would like to see, though, is when players are injured, don't revert to this Trossard nonsense. Give these guys a chance. Don't revert to that garbage. Don't revert to this playing Marino 10 stuff.
I hope I forgot about that, but I know he's going to run
it. Bro. Play him. That's probably the only criticism I'd say. And that goes back to the coach. That goes back to the manager. Just when the players aren't available, actually play him.
Yeah, don't try. That's one thing. Like, obviously, Odegaard got injured, but like I keep saying these last 3 games, I think Arteta's been a lot smarter. He's boxed a lot cleverly because I think obviously every manager's got their way of playing, their dynamics and stuff. But I always think he's tried to stick to his principles. Like if Havertz is out, he might put Marino up front. Like just keeping the kind of same thing. But I think now I'm seeing you pivot. Okay, this one's out. Let me kind of just try a different thing. And that's one thing I think Arteta hasn't. Like it's hypocritical because as a manager, you do have to die on your sword. But I think there's been times he's died on his sword unnecessarily. Like you mentioned Liverpool earlier. I think that's the most pissed off I've ever been to see Max Dowman, purely because 80th minute, I've seen that story before type of thing. So it makes sense. Tristan, big up yourself for the super chat. You've also asked something. You said DG/Tosin, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I don't see it with Rice. You might need to go Specsavers. I think Declan Rice is mustard. If I'm honest, broski,
he's sick. Like I don't get it. Half his first season, we rarely spoke. No one spoke about his price tag. For the first half of the season, we asked him to play 6. He was immaculate as a 6. Then second half of the season, we asked him to play 8. He was an engine. Then the next season, he started off slow. But like, what's not to like about Declan Rice? I genuinely don't feel people actually watch him. If you watch him, the guy's playing line breaking passes all the time. people are just expecting him to be like Andrea Pirlo, but he fizzes the ball into the final third. How many times to plays? He pings. He can shoot from outside the box. He's got a mad engine. He's a counter killer. Like he's a count. How many times have we seen him single-handedly shut down counters? He did it again,
even against Newcastle.
Bro, did it against Newcastle. Did it against Real Madrid last season. Did it against Liverpool at Anfield. It's just like counter killer. One of the best players out of possession. The guy is just all round, like, wow, like what a player. What a player, man. Such a good player.
While we're on that as well, yeah. Zubimendi, talk to me.
Oh, he's sick. He's sick, man. He's sick. But I knew he'd be good. Because I remember him against Spain for the Euros when he came on against Rodri. I was like, who is this?
I'm happy we got him, you know.
Right. The guy is so good. His passing range is fantastic. I'd actually even say probably that's one thing. If I'm Declan Rice, I'm practicing. I'm watching him. I'm studying because Zubimendi's passing. It's probably better. It's better than Rice. It's better than Rice. I would say that. But that being said, bruh. If I'm Rice, I'm learning from Zubimendi. The guy's such a good player. I think what he does positionally as well. How I think one of the big things that's actually helping us low blocks. Yeah, he's so intelligent. And I think
even the runs in behind as well. You mentioned it earlier when he was one of the only ones darting into the box. Second half of last season, really and truly, it felt like Rice was winning us games on his J's. If I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, and the thing with Zubimendi, obviously you see the chip passes to Timber for the penalty, the passes to Eze, the pass to Eze for the shot that leads the goal. I think
he set up Gyökeres as well.
Yeah. And even in like pre-season, Emirates Cup, the cross for Gyökeres is that headed the goal. I think Zubimendi he's such a class player. Like his passing is unbelievable. Like and I think he's a big reason why this low block nonsense isn't going to work against us anymore this season, because he's someone that's able to receive the ball, press resistant, turn, take it, and actually ping it forward instead of sometimes last season we get the ball. We get pressed, we kind of go back, and then side to side recycle it. So
and just go through the motions, and then we can't break it down.
He's cold.
I got time to and I think the theme of this is that all the players, I've got even young Christian Mosquera. I know he got hooked at halftime against Newcastle, which I do think was harsh, but learning curve. You keep it moving. We won. Happy with all the signings. Like only one we ain't really been exposed to is Kepa. And for me, it was a thing where if these guys, the only two level raises I was looking at was obviously Eze, obviously Gyökeres, because you were the only two players I was like, right, you can genuinely break into the 11. Obviously, you can make a case of others, but if our system's here and you can't take it there, make sure it doesn't drop. And I feel in previous years, we've had players that it drops off too much. Like it drops off too much. You can see them trying, but they're not getting it done. But the last thing on Rice here, who's better, Bruno or Zubi? If you're talking about Gyökeres, I'd say Zubimendi, but Gyökeres is a baller, though. You know what?
Gyökeres is a baller. He's a baller.
He's an Arsenal player in a Magpie shirt.
Yeah, Gyökeres is a baller, but like I think better at what? I mean, maybe long range shooting, maybe Bruno's better at that. But I think passing range, Zubimendi's his passing range is way better than if you're talking like someone to dictate play, be a playmaker from midfield, from deep, and just dictate things. That's Zubimendi, hands down. Like he's
the thing with Zubi, you don't see him. Like, you do see him, but he's not. He's not going to bang it from. I know he scored a volley, but he's not going to bang it from 30 yards. He's one that it sounds cliche, but you take him out of Arsenal, and you're like, oh, that's what Zubimendi used to kind of do, sort of thing. And one thing that gives me confidence with Zubimendi is obviously he's not Jorginho, but he's probably the most similar midfielder we've had. There was a point, when Rice played, and it didn't always click with Partey. Obviously, it did last season, but it didn't always click. It looked like his football best came when he was with Jorginho. So I always wonder, is Arteta kind of going on that angle? And going back to what you said, is it going to be a thing where 1 minute, but in one phase of play, Rice is the 8, and then he's the 6, and the same goes for Zubi? Like, I guess I'm talking about multifunctionality, and that just means Eze's cooking, and then hopefully Odegaard's fit and whatnot.
I genuinely think it's that what you just said. I think that's it. I think that's the angle we're going for, because if you look at them positionally against Newcastle, Zubimendi was a lot higher most of the game, and even West Ham as well. You could argue. Obviously, Rice arrives in the box, he gets the goal, but still. So yeah, I think that's what Arteta's going for. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at all.
How do you feel about this? Because some fans do say this, Rice is terrible in the six. I don't agree because in England he made his name as a six. It's only coming to Arsenal, seen the others. But for the Arteta and the Pep kind of football and even slot with Gravenberch, I understand why he's not in the six because build-up play is not your strong point. You're not going to turn, spin it and connect the dots where we could use you up the field, in it, where you can mop up and be in the six, but you can help us win the ball high as quick as possible. Because we all know the whole point of our Arteta system to a degree is when we lose it, how quickly we win it back. That's where it comes back to what you said with Rice with the engine. But where are you at with that? Because a lot of people do have that kind of thought about him being terrible in the six or not good in the six.
I think it's utter nonsense. I think it's absolute nonsense because I remember his first season, like that guy as a six was just insane. I'm just like mopping up absolutely everything.
Breath of fresh air.
I was just like, what? Like people, and it's so funny. People say this nonsense. Let's look at the team's performance when Rice is not playing.
God forbid.
Look at what's made Arsenal, what's actually made us as good as we are. Obviously, we don't won anything yet. But what's made us as good as we are? Like we're one of the best out of possession teams, if not the best in
mid, low, deep blocks, you name it, we got that.
Bro.
Pressing.
Rice is a massive part of that, man. So I think I don't know what I think maybe people need to change their expectations because I get it. I get the whole, okay, cool. Is he as press resistant as Zubimendi? No. Is he this guy that's going to have around 6 guys around him and then kind of turn and like feint and dummy like Busquets? And then no.
We can't make him into that. That's not his thing.
I don't need him to be that.
Exactly.
Did Kante do that?
No.
Did Makelele do that? They didn't do that. But these guys were monstrous sixes. They were everywhere. So I think people, this is the thing with Declan Rice, is like people put, I don't know where people put these expectations from him, but don't actually take all of the great qualities that he offers the team. And that's why when they're watching him, can you do this though? It's like, yeah, but
forever moving goalposts.
Exactly. Can you shoot? He's not that good. He's not that good in 8. Arrives late, getting goals. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's not that good at 6. Bro, what do you want?
And that's what I mean. Like, if I'm honest, obviously, when we signed Declan Rice, I couldn't believe it. I was just gassed to have Declan Rice. I knew he was good, but West Ham fans used to waffle about Rice. I knew Rice was good, but it's like, I to the point where, bro, I think we owe them a bit more money. But I was just on this 6 stuff. So then when I'm seeing Arteta playing him further forward, I'm like, are you sure? How much blood can you draw from a stone? And I still believe that, like you're kind of alluding to, you're never going to be Pirlo, you're never going to be Busquets, but we've seen more all-round qualities. And then to a degree, I do think with football fans, myself included, we do too much with this 8 and 6 stuff, where to a degree, are you a centre mid? Like, if you're a centre mid, do what you're good at. The next man do everything else, bro. Like, I think we get too many mind games in this modern day and stuff like that. Like, Rice is absolutely mustard, bro. There's a lot of problems at this club, yeah. Rice is not one of them. Like, 100% he's not one of them. And it feels like he's been here. And one thing I'll give Rice, bro, he's got that talismanic clutch nature about him. Like, I know he scored 2 free kicks against Real Madrid, but when it's time to stand up to be counted, he's there. Like, he's never hidden. He's never ever hidden. Would you make of this as well? Yeah. Thoughts on Kivio saying Arteta actually didn't want him to leave? Me personally, I think he's saving a bit of face. But
no, I believe him. I don't think we wanted to sell him because people. I believe that because what was that? Because how many times ever since we bought him, he's never not been linked with a move. Never.
Yeah.
We bought him in January 2023. Literally, because he wasn't getting minutes for the next 2 months. I started seeing reports of teams in Italy. That summer of 2023, teams in Italy. Okay, 23-24 season, still being linked. And I think probably the links, even in January, the links didn't stop. And then I'd say there was a point at which Zinchenko got injured, and then it was Kivio. Arteta pretty much copied the whole Pep 4 centre backs across the back 4. You had White right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivio, and we just went on a run when we were just bopping teams left, right, and centre. We were slapping them, and
emptying their fans at half time in the ground.
Yeah, and Kivio was a part of that, man. So I think Arteta's liked him, man. I don't think Arteta's ever wanted to sell him. I genuinely believe that. I don't think Arteta wanted to sell him, to be honest, because we've had tons of interest for him. That's why even the Hincapi deal, for me that came out of nowhere, and then seeing, oh yeah, it's attached to the kit. I'm not surprised it was attached to the
Yeah,
kit.
you know what? You're right. To be fair, you are right on
I
that.
don't think we just out of Hincapi's a good player, but I don't think we're just going to go out of our way to just buy him. I think we bought him because okay, raw, we're losing a guy like Kivio. Who can we get? That can give us a better quality, if not the same. So
I think you're bang on, man. And this is the thing. Like, I never thought we'd get here as we got a long way to go. Like, we want to get back to winning silverware, but there's not a single player I don't rate in the squad. Even those like, you know, Marino, Kai Havertz, Martinelli, Trossard. These guys, I wouldn't cry if they were sold, and many more. Jesus as well. But none of them are bad players. Like, we've actually got an 11, a squad, whatever you want to say. This is why it goes back to what we said earlier about, bro, it's just about winning titles. Before I let you get out of here, yeah, I got a couple of things that I want to just race over with you, yeah, because I should have asked you them at the start. Obviously, we've been pussyfooting around it, but Odegaard's injury, like, what'd you make of it? Like, yeah,
it's a blow, man. It's a blow because you see the quality he brings to the team. My thoughts on Odegaard, I've said it last season. I personally think the true captains of Arsenal are Gabriel and Declan Rice. However, Martin Odegaard is a great player on his day. I think when the chips are down and it's adversity, I think he's a player that needs to be in the right conditions to be at his best. And that's okay. If you need to be, he's not those types. He's not like a Rice that can, I don't know,
play with the team on his shoulders and we're not going out like that.
Play with like niggles and stuff. This is a guy that needs to be completely ready, free from injuries, issues, whatnot. That's fine. So for me, I want to take the great player who he is. That's a big blow for us because you see the quality he came on and gave us against Newcastle. You see how well he played against Olympiacos. That's what he's capable of. He's really, really good. And I think a guy like him, you can see him and Gyökeres were starting to develop a tiny bit of understanding. And obviously, that's annoying because then this player goes. It's tough. It's tough. It's a big blow, but at the same time, we've got the squad. We can handle it.
Do you think a bit of his improvement? Obviously, I'm being a bit silly because obviously Odegaard wants to play well and do all of these things, and you know he wants to play a main part. You know, the one thing I've said is I don't believe getting rid of his captain's armband makes any difference purely because Odegaard is scrutinized like every Arsenal player. Yeah. There is a lot of pressure. I don't know what magical powers happens, and you know what, and I'm with you, Magalhaes and Rice. I think you lot are more what I want to see as captains. You lot just keep doing what you're doing. There could be leaders in this Arsenal team that obviously, as us as fans, whether we're at the Emirates or we're watching on TV, we don't know. There could be a man that basically says nothing, and in the change room is something different. Like there's, as you know yourself, there's all kind of different leadership. And for me, I think football's a bit fickle because whether we believe Odegaard's the captain or not, like you said, good cameo against Newcastle, did his thing against Olympiacos. Nobody cares about the armband. The armband only rears its head when the form of Odegaard isn't really there. Do you think a part of his form, is part of you're seeing Eze come in? Wanyeri is going to be a problem. I'm exaggerating a bit, but Dowman, he's only 15, but another one that could play there. Of course. Do you think it's that thing?
Of course, man. Of course. And I think this is where, okay, cool. We're probably going to see the best of Arsenal this season because we've been crying out, bro, get guys that are going to push these guys. And that's why I was so excited with the Eze signing. Not just, you have a great player, but finally, when Odegaard, someone that makes Odegaard think, whoa, I need to pattern up here. He's got the number 10. The last guy that had the number 10 was Emil Smith-Rowe, but that was food for me. I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah, he was a little boy for me.
You genuinely should be worried about Eze. 27, coming into his peak, London-born, Arsenal fan, bruh. So I think the competition's played a big part, but also at the same time, I think also just him being fit, man. I don't think he's been fully fit. I think he's been struggling. I think he's been struggling with a couple things.
He's had 2 shoulder injuries and then obviously knee now.
Not just that, but off the pitch, I mean, someone said it. It maybe seems silly, but it does make a big difference, man. You becoming a dad, all of these.
That's why I said, like, people need to remember, man, a human. You don't know what's going. It's no excuse, and to a degree, I get it. At the end of the day, once you're fit enough to play, it's not. I understand fans that say, I don't care about all of that. I got hard things in my life. I still got to perform. I get it. But these men are human. Like, you're a dad now. Like, you're going through whatever. Like, God forbid, you could have personal issues in your family and you still got to perform. You're right, man. People will see what you said as and I agree and co-sign it as a cop-out and all of these kind of things. But they do play a part in things. To
Yeah.
me, I'm with Odegaard in that, bro. You're experienced now. You're 26. I fucking believe in you. Pull your finger out. I
Yeah,
remind everyone what you're on.
100%, and that's why the competition is it a surprise now that Martinelli's being consistently dropped all of a sudden? He's now playing with some desire when he's coming off the bench. Is that really a surprise? No, it's not. So I'm thinking Odegaard. Yeah, it's a blow. It is a blow, but it's good. It just shows the depth of the team that we've got people to come in now. Now my question is, Arteta, are you going to do what you need to do, or am I going to keep seeing this? Are people like Ethan going to get chances? Are people like Max going to get chances? Or are you going to keep doing this whole Trossard nonsense?
You know, I think people have been harsh on Trossard. I'll be real,
Trossard's a good player. He's a good player, but like he's not a starter. Just keep it that way.
But that's what I asked you about left wing, man. Car for me, I'll be real. I think everything that we could do on the left wing is kind of fugazi. I think we can be a bit cute and clever this game, that game, but there's not really a long-term option. Like Gyökeres, you're my striker. Saka, you're my right winger. Even like if we took it a bit further, you could run something. God forbid if Saka's injured, Madueke, you could do your thing on the right. Havertz, when fit, I guess you could play there. Midfield, whether I like it or not, you got Ethan, you got Odegaard, you got Eze, and I'm not a fan of it, but you have Marino and these kind of guys. Left wing, it's
it's true. That's probably the only area we didn't strengthen. But it is what it is, man. If we're gonna have to play Trossard there, then fine, innit? But
who would you go for between Trossard and Martinelli?
It's tough
because they're different players, but I kind of feel the same way in that I just want to play one of you until I get annoyed, and then the other one comes in, and then you annoy me, throw the next one in, and then you just go around and round.
I'd probably start Trossard because Martin. That's whether we like it or not. Martinelli is a better player coming off the bench. He is. He's a better player with some space. I think that suits him. So. Yeah, and plus, to be fair, Trossard, he gets criticized a lot, but to be fair, like the guy, his goal record for the past 2 seasons has been good.
It's been ridiculous. Like as a super sub, like what he made his name on, and I even think that's a bit disrespectful to Trossard. I'm on that. We need you as part of the squad. And Martinelli, that's you lot's thing, and I know it's early doors in the season, yeah, but for me, that's the good thing. It feels like man are in roles they should be. Like if you're a squad player, you're going to be a squad player. Obviously, you can advance and do what you're doing, but I just feel we've done this thing where we take players that should be on the peripheral, we make them squad players. Squad players, we make them regulars. And on the face of it, they do well, but just in terms of getting over the line, there's just something evidently missing. And I guess the word I'm looking for is we're just moving competent. Would you have Semenyo?
Oh, of course.
He'd be one for me, man.
I would love him. And the thing is, like, this is why I was upset with the whole Noni signing, because if you slap the 52 million we spent, if you slap an extra 5 million, you probably get a guy like Semenyo. Now he's going to be
even offered Nelson as well. Throw him in there.
Yeah, now he's going to be more expensive. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to. I think this is a squad we're set. I don't think we're buying anyone else. I don't think so.
I'm with you. I think January, you never know. There could be a market opportunity or a young player, or there might be more money. And in the summer, I didn't think we'd get 8 players, but I just think we spent a lot. There's probably an emphasis on selling, man, now. You mentioned January last year. January, we was begging for signings. We never signed no one. We're in a different moment, and we've got more players than we can count. I can't see it happening. Like, it's a summer thing. And even that, if you try and rock up and buy Semenyo in January, but you know what, Bournemouth are probably going to tell you 100 million. Like, footballers and their price tag has gone crazy. So
they won't even sell him. It
wouldn't make sense because they just got ransacked as well. So they've got more P's. It don't make sense for them. Like, it don't make sense. Would you make a Timber potentially getting a new deal?
Fully deserved. I think best right back.
Raya and someone else now, isn't it? Saliba.
Best right back in the league, man.
100%.
I've been his biggest fan since last season. I just think you see so many players that go through an ACL and they have, like, you look at Rodri.
Yeah.
Look at the knock-on effect. Look at what Pep is saying. Yeah, we probably won't see the best of him till after the World Cup. Bro, the World Cup is
effectively writing off the season for him then.
Right. Whereas look at Timber. ACL comes back.
First game as well, if I remember correctly, for Arsenal.
Yeah. I'm talking even after the ACL. He comes back last season. And I'm just like, for me, the game that caught my attention last season was when we played against Villa. We beat him 2-0 away and he played left back. I'm like, this guy.
And he just shut up shop.
I'm like, this guy is just like, wow. I was just like, he's playing at such a high level. Then I saw him against Tottenham when we beat them 1-0 away. I'm like, I'm like, what? And then it's
It's a
like you
joke.
just come from strength to strength to strength to strength to strength to strength to the point I was like, yeah, he's better than Ben White.
He's way better. And I'm not even trying to disrespect Ben White because you put your body on
That's
the
tough
line.
because Ben White
It's
is a
level.
good player.
It's
Ben
just
White
levels.
is a good player, man. So I'm like, yeah, this guy, he's yeah, we need to tie him down ASAP. What a player. What a player.
And look at that. This is
Such a
why
player.
I'm more on Arteta for winning trophies because there was a point in our lives at the Emirates. Yeah, if we only had one of Saliba, of Magalhaes, of Miles Lewis-Skelly, of Calafiori, of Timber, and all these guys, yeah, we would have been happy in it. We're only used to just one. When like Koscielny was never in this realm, but he'd probably be the one I'm thinking of. Even Ben White to a point. Now we've got all of these guys. Like it's unheard of. Like we need to win something. And my man's 24. Like. I think he has a case. He's definitely top 5 in the world right now. He's got a case to be the best.
Yeah,
performing right
100%.
back.
He is.
Only Hakimi can say I'm better than you.
Yeah,
Man, I'm going to say Reece James. When last did Reece James have a body of work? The quality is not in question, but that Trent's an enigma of a right back. You could say him. He's not really doing it. This guy's a madness, like an absolute madness. Him and Saliba signed new deals. It's big news. I'm right.
He's sick, yeah, and that's and people aren't talking about how big a deal that is. That the culture has really fully shifted. We've gone from always losing our best players on frees to now, okay, great. You know, it's like they all want to stay. They believe in the project. So now the project just got to deliver.
Exactly. And you know what? Statistically, I don't want to be that guy, but you know, if Timber gets a 5-year deal, Saliba's got a 5-year deal. On paper, you're here longer than Arteta. So it might say they believe in the project and they're happy here, but it might mean that they're happy here regardless. And I'm not naive. Someone like Saliba, you're going to end up at Real Madrid, but you signed a 5-year deal at 24, 25. Yeah. That just means we should be getting big money. Like we should be looking at a similar figure that Southampton got. Yeah, Southampton got for Van Dijk when that time comes.
What Leicester got for Maguire. We should be
Maguire as well. Yeah, and we've actually got better who can hustle now.
We should be getting more than that. It should be at least 90 to 100 M's. It shouldn't.
It has to be a record sale. It has to be
record defender sale. It has to be. These clubs, that club Real Madrid, nowhere to get him.
I mean, go get. I mean, Liverpool fans say, "No, he's better
for free." That is.
Go over there.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, over there.
I saw this. It was same style as Trossard, right? Where the length has not been increased, but the pay has been increased.
That don't make sense to me, you know. I'll be real. For
I
Raya,
think just wanted to reward it.
For Raya.
Yeah, because when does his deal expires 2028? So I think he's fine. I think
2028. And to be fair, it says here there's an option to extend it, so you could say 2029.
Yeah, so we got time, man.
Fair. You know what? Fair enough. He is only 30. Well, he is 30. Fair. Maybe I'm doing too much for that. Fair enough, Arsenal.
Yeah. So I think it's fully deserved, man. Raya's a baller, and he's been a crucial player for Arsenal. So I think he's like, look, there was a lot of stick when he joined the club. I didn't even know he was 30. That's mad. So he's literally at his peak now. Guy is such a good player.
And you know what, Raya? I mean, I had Laurie on the channel. Yeah, like he made a good point, and it reminds me. Raya's leap, his jump. He does make mistakes at times, but he fronts up to the music. I know one thing. I think people are not disrespectful, but I think even Arsenal fans try to downplay Raya's thing because you've got the defense in front of you. But that's great. But there's still times he's called into action. There's times he's not too many, but there's times he's been under consistent pressure. There's been times we only need him to make 2 saves, but those 2 saves. You need to make them, or the transition of the game is going different. So we got Raya, man. I think I've only seen Raya have one clanger, you know, and I think it was the time Ramsdale was here. Do you remember Luton away? And I think Raya even says that was my worst game for Arsenal. He had a clanger, bro.
Yeah, and it's interesting with Raya because it's actually harder. If your defense is really good, it's harder because then that means that you're not going to do anything for like 80 minutes, and then 5 to 10 minutes you need to be called upon. And Ramsdale consistently made mistakes. Consistently. Lack of concentration, like a bit nonchalant. That's not right. Raya is so agile, man. Like the guy, he's so sharp, he's so alert. And the truth is, he saved Arsenal a lot. I can think of so many games this season, the season before, Atalanta saving penalties. How many penalties has he saved for us?
Man United last year as well, even.
Yeah, like the guy is he's a top keeper, man. I'm happy for him. He deserves it.
Right, the guys, I got time, man. People, we're gonna let Tosin get out of here because he got work. But before, I think there's one more question. Raz, I'm gonna let him take it away. How often do you think Mascara rotates with Saliba, or do we think that was only down to injury? Where are you at with that?
It's 50-50 because he's a fantastic player. Yeah, he's a fantastic player. I think again, like I said, it's a squad game. It's a long old season. You know, I'll be shocked. I'll actually be shocked if these centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba, do the amount of minutes they've been doing the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, Arteta's got to learn from that, man.
Yeah,
especially them two.
Yeah, if he does that, then you've not learned. You're just gonna break these guys again next season. So, yeah, he'll get games, man. Mascara will get games. Such a good player.
And this is where the Hincapes or Hincapi, that's where he comes in. That's where the whole depth comes in. Miles Lewis-Skelly, even Calafiori is one where I think you've been fit and able to show your quality, but I'm always going to have one eye open. Are you able to stay fit? This is why I'm getting a bit nervous about the international break. My hot take with Mascara, and it was obviously prior to Saliba, obviously getting the little knock here. I thought his time or his running the team would come at right back. And I still kind of think that if I'm Mascara, I'm actually looking at White and thinking, oh, you know what? The gaffer takes a chance on me if he needs to rest Timber. I might be laughing, you know. But this is what we want, problems.
That's true. That's true. But I think he's looking at... I think he's young enough, and we didn't buy him for a big fee for him to be like, you know what? These guys are the big dogs now. It's calm. It's calm. I'm gonna get my minutes. I'm gonna show the gaffer. Yeah, he obviously backs himself. Really, really confident player. So I see him as centre back. Yeah, I don't really. He could play there. Let's see, but I think centre back, man. He's gonna get games. Like with the amount of injuries players are getting now. Let's be honest, man. Like you actually need a squad where you need 2 of every player, and these guys they will get games. It's literally going into football manager time. You know, you stockpile and then you play the same team 2 games, and then you play another rotated team 1 game, and then mix it, and then that's what's needed. So he's gonna get minutes, man. Like everyone. There's no one in our squad that should be. So even Lewis-Skelly, all of you guys, you will play a part in the club, hopefully winning something. You will.
The only one that has to sit down is Kepa, isn't it? Obviously, big up Kepa, but the cup games is your thing.
Cup, he'll get games.
Because I wouldn't even play Kepa in the FA Cup. It depends on who we get, but I actually want to bring these things like League Cup. That's your thing.
That's true.
Champions League, if we qualify quickly, then yeah, cool, run that. And I'm not trying to belittle Kepa. I just don't like playing around with my goalie, if that makes sense. I just don't really like that stuff. That's why I didn't believe the bullshit Arteta said when he's like, oh, I'll sub goalies, I'll do this. Like, who are you kidding, Gaffer? Like, you can't. Yeah. We've seen this, man, and we've seen under you too. Like, what was it, Martinez versus Ramsdale, or Leno versus Martinez, or Ramsdale versus Raya? We've seen this. Or I know it's Chelsea, but Courtois versus Czech. Czech even had it at Arsenal as well. Like, you just can't thingy. It's not that I don't rate Kepa, because he made me rate him a bit more because of his spell at Bournemouth. And listen, I'm just on YouTube, innit? My man's played for Real Madrid, his country, and Chelsea and one stuff. I just don't feel comfortable with Kepa. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I've still got the old Kepa in my head. I just don't trust you. Like, I don't trust you. But 5 mil, I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm. He's competent. I'll take that. That's better than what we've had. That's better than what we've had as backup in previous season. I'll take that.
Exactly.
Not mad.
So you won't catch me crying, man. But listen, I just hope that we can win something this year, like everybody in the chat, and obviously Tosin. Yeah, man, that's all we can hope for, man. Hopefully we beat Fulham and the good times keep going, man. Before you get out of it, let people know they can find you. It's been a pleasure, my boy. It's been a long time coming.
Thanks for having me on, bro. Yeah, guys, you can find me on YouTube, just AFC Tosin now. So I'm trying to take the YouTube thing a lot more seriously. Send. You need to,
man. There's a lot of nonsense on YouTube, man. You need to get the more balanced Arsenal fans out there, man. Not necessarily screaming madness for no reason. Like,
yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan.
So yeah, no, you need to do that, man. You need to do that. And as big up H, one of the mods, he's posted Tosin's channel. If you're too lazy to copy and paste people, then it's a good thing that it's in the title of this video. Click that, subscribe, leave a comment, do all of that good stuff, man. But yeah, we're gonna love and leave you lot, man. We're gonna love and leave you lot. T, it's been a pleasure, my boy. It's been a pleasure, man. And yes, people, I see some comments. This is not Tobes. It's his twin brother. Like, yes, there's twins out there, bro.
Yeah, take care, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Come on, my guy, man. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. We'll do it again, man. And big up the chat. And on that note, one love, everyone.
Take care.
Out. Come on. Have manners. Smash the like button. Big up Rob and all the mods. Hey, Rob a mod. That. Hey man. Oh, we think Calafury, we Skelly, Ben White. All these fullbacks you got Arteta, they're not doing this, fam.